Hi everyone, today I'm going to take you through a few quick exercises that you can do to help you improve your shoulder mobility. Now as always, please move within your comfortable range of motion and don't push through discomfort if you're experiencing it in any of the exercises. All of these exercises should be done for about 15 to 30 seconds each, but if they feel good, then you can continue and slow down the pace and do them for a little longer. So, one extra addition that you may need for some of these exercises is a short resistance band, and please let me know if you need any help accessing one of these. Starting off, all of these first exercises can be done in a seated position. So starting off, I'm going to just lift my shoulders up, back and down. So getting some nice movement through the shoulders, slowly lifting the shoulders forwards and up, rolling them back and then back down into their sockets. So nice controlled circles here. If these feel really good, you can stay with this. However, if you'd like to intensify this exercise a little bit more, or it feels comfortable and you'd like to progress it, hands can then hold onto shoulders, and we're going to move in the same direction, both going backwards but alternating sides. This helps to mobilize the thoracic spine a little bit more. So making sure you're sitting up nice and tall, not leaning forwards or backwards, and just getting those shoulders moving nice and slowly. So it's a great one to do first thing in the morning, especially if you wake up with a little bit of shoulder discomfort, especially if you sleep on one side during the whole night. So now changing directions, so now going forwards, one shoulder leads, then the other, taking those elbows through nice big circles. Now you can keep your body completely still, or you can allow your torso to twist a little bit as if you're doing a freestyle or backstroke motion with the arms. So getting those shoulders moving just for about 15 to 30 seconds. Now from here, we're going to go into a very gentle forwards raise. So I'm starting with my thumbs facing forwards and my palms turning inwards. What I'm doing here is I'm reaching my arms forward just to about shoulder height. Some of you may find that you get a little bit of discomfort as you get towards 90 degrees or above. So if that's the case, just work within your comfortable range of motion. You might have one side that can move a little higher than the other, and that's fine. Work within the greater range that you've got on one side and the shorter range within the other. But just working with those shoulders, lifting up and lowering back down. Reaching forwards, if it feels comfortable, you can start to take those shoulders into a greater range, lifting right up. And you'll see why this becomes important in one of the later exercises that I'm going to show you in a standing position. So just lowering those arms down, chest nice and proud, and exhale as you reach the arms up overhead. If it feels really good and if your shoulders will allow for it, you can do a little look up towards the ceiling, going into a tiny little back bend to allow the thoracic spine to move with your shoulders in this exercise. So arms reaching up high and going into a tiny little back bend and bringing those arms all the way back down. Now moving into the next exercise here, it's called open the window. I like to start with my palms together and my elbows together, just like this. I bring my elbows up to around about shoulder height. Now, some of you may get pain with this, so if you need to, keep your elbows down at around about your sternum level. But elbows together and palms together, aiming to lift up to shoulder height if you can. What I'm going to do here is, the sun's come out just as I've opened the window, and then close the elbows and the palms all the way back together. So opening wide, chest is nice and proud, opening those palms, opening those elbows, feeling a squeeze between the shoulder blades here, and then coming all the way back together. So making sure that you're not tilting the palms forwards as you pull those elbows back behind you. Really try and lead with the back of your palm as you open all the way out wide into this nice big stretch here and close all the way back together. Nice big open wide, lovely as the sun. And then close those arms all the way back together. You may get a little bit of fatigue through the shoulders, and that's okay. Just rest if you are starting to get a little bit of discomfort through there. Moving on now, I'm going to have my band nearby for this next one, because starting off, palms are forwards, and you're going to open your palms all the way out wide, squeezing through the back of the arms, and then bring the arms all the way back together. Now, if you want a little challenge through your shoulders, turn your palms upwards slightly as you open all the way out. You may feel a little stretch within your shoulder joint. Then turn the palms back towards each other as they come back together. So opening out as if you're holding up the weight of the world, and then close the palms all the way back together. Now, Now, a progression for this, if you're finding this quite doable and you would like to take it up to the next level, is adding a band. So what you're going to do is grip the band, so thumbs are on the inside of the band, not on the outside, but it's whatever is most comfortable for your shoulder. And then you're going to pull that band nice and tight, coming all the way towards your collarbones. So you'll see that the band is out in front of me, and then coming all the way to my collarbones here. Now, there is an extra step up from here if your shoulders can tolerate it. So the extra step up is pulling one hand higher, the other hand pulls lower, and then return the arms back out in front, taking more tension through the band if you need, and alternate sides. So what I'm doing is I'm really doing a little diagonal line with this band, and I'm using different muscles through my back to strengthen through my shoulders. So one arm is lifting up a little higher, one arm is pulling a little lower, and making sure that I'm turning my thumbs upwards slightly so that I'm not rotating inwards with my shoulder, but instead making my shoulders nice and proud. Now from here, if you do need to go lighter, you can absolutely do this without the band and do alternating sides, arms reaching up high and low and alternating those sides. Now we're going to go into the standing exercises. For this next set of exercises, all you need is a little bit of wall space without pictures hanging on them or anything that you can knock down. So to start off with, I'm going to turn up against the wall. I'm standing as close towards the wall as I can so that I can then bring my arms straight up towards the ceiling with my thumbs turning back behind me. Now from here, what I'm going to do is lift my arms off the wall as much as possible. So just a little lift behind me, and then I bring my hands back towards the wall. So lifting my arms off the wall as far back as I can until I feel a little stretch through my shoulder, and then my arms come back forwards. So you don't want to be extending through your back here. Try not to lift your forehead away from the wall. You're just going to take those arms away from the wall, keeping those shoulders back and down, chest nice and proud, and return the hands back towards the wall. Again, doing this one for about 30 seconds. Then for this next one, this one is a little bit more challenging. What you're going to do is you're going to bring one hand up to a 90-degree angle. So you'll see here at my elbow, it's a 90-degree bend, and at my shoulder, it's a 90-degree bend. The other hand is going to come down, and give or take, might not be perfect here, but you're going to have the other palm turning back towards the wall behind you in a 90-degree angle, like you're a little hieroglyphic. So turning one hand high up on one side as the other lowers down, and alternate the sides. Now this one is quite a tricky one. You might find that you have very little range here, and that's okay. You can work up to increasing your range of motion, but this one is a wonderful exercise for your rotator cuffs if you're not experiencing any pain and instead of just feeling a little bit stiff. It's a great exercise to start to build range through your rotator cuff. The final exercise that we're going to do here is one that I get you to do a lot of the time at the gym. So with this one, you need a little bit of room on either side of you. So I'm going to start with my arms out at a capital T, just to know that I've got enough room either side. I start with my arms down by my side, my back of my hand is against the wall, and I take my arms all the way up towards the ceiling, doing my best to keep my head and bottom touching the wall, and then lower all the way back down. Tuck your tummy in slightly, so make sure that you're not arching your back away from the wall to compensate for any stiffness in the shoulders, reaching the arms all the way up overhead and lowering those arms all the way back down. And finishing off with this one, you can do this one for about 5 reps or 15 to 30 seconds, however quickly you're moving. I hope you enjoyed these exercises. Please let me know how you go with them, and if you have any feedback, I'm always happy to hear. Thank you and have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.